Well guys, we're back. What was supposed to be the final jig video isn't it going to end up being the final jig video. One of the things I didn't like in the action of the table was that I didn't have a lot of separation between the fine black sands that would go in the middlings and the cons. And I thought that the problem probably was because the slope on the riffles was too steep. I originally set it up at about 1 degree. So I took everything apart yesterday and put the table on the mill, and by careful handwork I was able to, and building some shoes to hold the table at a 1/2 degree, I was able to mill the riffles down to half the slope from right to left that I had originally. And what I'm hoping that's going to do is allow the cons to go into the table up in here. Before, the cons were down here and they were only separated from the middlings but like 1/2 inch, and it's just hard to adjust this sliding portion of the trough to pick that off correctly. What I'm trying to do is get the cons to go in up here or higher on the table and the middlings to come in down in here someplace. And I cut these notches in the edge of the table because the water, because of the slope going downhill to my right, was tending to run underneath and then it would drip in here. Well, obviously you can't have that. You want that material to end up down in here and go down into the middlings cup. So anyway, we've got the table set now level on the top of the riffles, so the water should flow across the riffles. That required cranking down on this a full turn or a little more, which is about 1/6 of an inch. So that made a considerable difference in the amount of slope from right to left going uphill. You can still see that we're a little high on that end, which is exactly what we want to be. And we're pretty much level side to side on the riffles, top of the riffles. So I'll be back when we get this thing going. By monkeying around with the back to front slope, you can kind of adjust where your pickoff point is down here. I'm getting a pretty clean line between the tungsten and that really fine black sand. I just decrease the slope a little bit from back to front. By raising that, it changes where you start to get a better split here. And you can see how that's changed where that blonde sand is coming off. This is working well for that really fine material. And with this setup, I do need to do something right in here where the seam is. I obviously have something going on there. I need to slope that 1/4 inch of material down into that cons trough. But I think we're that like 100 mesh gold, I think it would be going right on in there without any problem at all.